Tanks run off teamwork, and the new TD-220 Bastion is no exception.
This is fun. Oh, Shady, rotate west, gunner, fabricator, cannon, 84 meters. Fire. Good kill.
Helldivers' Iron Coffin is easily one of the most powerful stratagems in the game, and a real force multiplier on the battlefield. But using it to its full effect does require you to know what the pedals do.
Why are there 6 pedals if there's only 4 directions?
My name is Commissar Kai, and today I'm going to teach y'all how to drive, fight, and support our new tank destroyer like an armored cavalry expert. Before we get into it, I know there's a lot of Helldivers out there whose special interest involves knowing everything there is to know about tanks.
Oh my god, they're beautiful! Slanted armor, low silhouette, and a gun that has more depression than I do. I love it, sir!
Shady, get out of my shot. Go away, go away, go away.
So forgive me if I call this tank destroyer a tank, because I'm going to be saying the word tank a lot today. But as a peace offering for y'all, I brought on a 14-year Abrams tank veteran to teach me the basics of how a tank crew communicates and works together to turn their armor into a force to be feared on the battlefield.
I need you to confirm something for me, Tanker.
Yes.
Do you call people outside of the tank crunchies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, that guy
I mean, if you're being nice, if you want to be cruel, just call them track grease.
Track grease.
However, before we let him shower us all with his expertise, first we gotta go over the basics. I really want to impress upon y'all that this is the single best stratagem in the game if used with a healthy portion of team play. Some of y'all probably think that that's a bold claim, but let me run you through some quick stats. Its main gun gives you 31 orbital precision strikes that you can plant square on the enemy's head from hundreds of meters away. The coaxial MG is the equivalent of 6.6 HMG emplacements, and the tank itself can run over the enemy with a tonnage of 7,995 Liberators, or 32 Hive Guards if you want to be precise. The TD-220 has a massive health pool at 8,000 and is entirely covered in medium armor, so it can take a real pounding before needing to call in a new one. But don't be fooled, while it is tanky, it can still be easily destroyed if you take its armor for granted. It has a 13-minute cooldown, so if you want to keep your armor rolling, you'll need to keep it alive for as long as possible and have multiple squad members bring the stratagem. This way, even if you lose your tank early, you can keep on tanking. The bots are the best equipped for demolishing Peekaboom, since all of their rocket and cannon attacks have enough armor penetration to hurt your middle home. But the little bots and heavy devastators can really only scratch the paint. Against the bugs, you'll want to watch out for bile attacks, chargers head bonking you, and impalers trying to penetrate your tank with their not safe for work antics. But most of the little stuff is no real threat to you. You can even get some pretty hefty kill streaks by just greasing your treads with the fascists.
Chunky, tell me how many crunchies you got. I want to know.
30.
30 kills with the crunchies.
The squids can hurt your tank with most of their roster, but the damage they deal with each shot is pretty low, so you can shrug a lot of it off, while any number of voteless will just be converted into toothpaste beneath the treads of managed democracy. Finally, we have one more threat to Super Earth's armored core. That's having your driver disconnect. If your driver gets court-martialed by bot saboteurs, your tank's machine spirit will go into a frenzy and take you to places no Helldiver was ever meant to see.
Oh no.
On the way.
Scribbles, you're driving me through the map.
I crashed.
I'm a little confused. We are outside the combat area.
Peekaboom has 3 primary armaments. I mentioned these earlier, but they're worth going into in detail. The first is a 120mm cannon, which does slightly less than an orbital precision strike with the same armor penetration characteristic, meaning it hits really, really hard. And like I mentioned earlier, it can be used from extremely long range, either on enemy units or enemy bases. It also has a demolition force of 40, so unlike our new breaching hammer, it can destroy walls and close bile titan halls.
Knock knock.
The damage and demolition force means democracy's newest cannon can take down most buildings, and it can do it from some pretty absurd ranges. If you can see it, you can kill it.
Oh my god, there it goes. We got it.
It also performs fantastically against the entire enemy roster. Tank beats Bile Titan. Tank beats Factory Striders. Tank beats everything. You get 31 shells on your main gun, but most of the time your tank will not live long enough to use all of them unless you're real good about your coordination. So fire away. Your second armament is your 12.5mm heavy machine gun. This coaxial MG is mounted on the top of the main cannon, and it comes with a massive pool of ammo at 2,000 rounds. I did manage to run out of main cannon shells a couple of times while I was recording this, but I have never run out of coax ammo. Use this for anything smaller than a charger, and don't worry about it running dry. Your final armament is the tank itself. The Treads of Liberation do an obscene amount of damage and can even run over hulks. So don't be afraid to see how good Tyranny is at playing Frogger. It takes a bit of know-how to figure out when to grease the treads of your tank, but always keep in mind that it is an option.
Yes, I have a
Communist
double barrel.
12 o'clock, Shady, run those bastards over.
Shady, convert them to engine grace.
Speaking of driving, the Bastion comes with 4 seats. The driver, the gunner, and 2 GIBs, or guys in the back. The driver, well, drives the tank. It is their responsibility to keep the tank safe, deal with tyrannical pebbles.
Get out. No, the rock. God damn it.
I told you this planet is full of tyrannical pebbles.
Finding good locations to shell the crap out of whatever decided they hate freedom more than they love living. Putting crunchies in their place.
Beep beep, motherfucker.
And most importantly, making sure the gunner is able to shoot at the most important targets. The Bastion has the subtlety of a brick to the face, and it drives like one as well. So to make the experience a little smoother, here's some general tips for lording over your crunchies. If you need to rotate the tank without moving, hold down the A or D key to rotate in place. You cannot do this if the tank is moving, so be sure you're parked before giving the AT emplacement an inferiority complex. You can also speed up this process if you shift the tank into second gear, which makes rotating significantly faster. Peekaboom has a hard time going up steep hills, but if you go up them in reverse, you'll have significantly more traction, which is clearly the most efficient way to design an armored vehicle. Thanks, service technician. There is one threat that the driver needs to look out for above all others, and that's illegally parked civilian vehicles.
Oh, cars
All
are.
the cars, no!
No! I'm sorry, did you just go fly?
I just joined the space program. I'm sorry.
So if you don't want to win first place in the lollipop competition, blow these up before trying to run them over. Hopefully this dastardly trap set by the enemy is fixed by the time this video comes out.
I'm really tempted, sir.
On the way. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give in to your impulses. Think of it like a landmine. It's a landmine. No! 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 Don't do it! Don't do it!
The gunner's job is also straightforward. Liberate the enemy of their bad ideas. Doing this effectively can take a bit of practice, but boiled down to its simplest components, the gunner is there to fire the big guns. Your responsibility is to pick your targets well and to communicate with your driver. Because the cannon has almost no depression,
Gunner, we got dismounts down below. If you need more gun depression, tell the driver to move forward.
I need more depression.
There
Alright,
you go.
there we go.
All right,
Got
right
plenty.
there, driver.
I didn't take my antidepressants today. I've got plenty of depression.
and its field of view is pretty low, you'll need to rely on your fellow tankers to point your anger in the right direction. You'll also need to prioritize your targets well. Every time you fire your main gun, it'll take you about 5 seconds to reload another shell into the breech. And you have to do this manually by hitting your reload button in between shots. So don't waste valuable cannon ammunition on small targets, even if it is very satisfying to tell that machine gunner to go screw himself.
That was a mistake.
Instead, lean on your coaxial heavy machine gun to do most of the heavy lifting. If it's just the gunner and driver occupying Peekaboom, you can press C to swap to each of the gopher holes on top of the tank.
Peekaboo.
No.
Peekaboo.
Good to know.
Peekaboo.
Doing this is very useful since you can lean on your support weapons and stratagems while operating the tank. You can also throw these out of the top of the tank to watch your flanks, deploy smoke, and set up shield relays. If you're rolling with a whole squad, these hatches will be taken up by your 2 GIBs, or guys in the back. With a full crew, these Helldivers can lay down a lot of firepower and stratagems to help keep the flanks of Peekaboom safe, or provide that crucial utility. You can also have them hop out and do the grunt work like filling the bot's hard drives with questionable material.
Uploading 10 gigabytes of hentai to the bot. mainframe.
Okay, y'all been good Helldivers by stuffing your democratic brains with all this info, so let's get to the good stuff. How to use the tank effectively with a team. I have two options for you here. The first is my preferred option, using a lot of coordination and real-life tactics, while the second will be more accessible for your average crayon enjoyer. Let me introduce y'all to Weenie Hut Jr.
Are we engaging this purely from a tank standpoint? Like we're gonna roll in there and thunder run this bitch, or?
This is the main battle tank.
good.
This is a tank destroyer.
Alright. Well, it's a main battle tank today. Driver moving out.
He's a 14-year Abrams tank veteran and was kind enough to teach me the basics of communication and tactics for getting the most out of Peekaboom. The first thing we figured out is that tanks highlight team play the best when you have a tank commander occupying one of the hatches, a driver, and a gunner, while that last guy is the GIB. The tank commander decides where the tank goes and designates targets for the gunner. And this is all done with a very simple and effective communication chain. It goes like this. When the tank commander wants to give an order, they list the crew member, the ordnance they want to lay down, and the target they want destroyed. The gunner will then call identified when they have the targets in their sights, followed by the commander giving the order to fire. And the gunner responds with on the way. Next, the commander will assess the shot and give further directions to the gunner. If the target is destroyed, the commander says target. If the shell hit too low, they'll say short. And if it went too high, they'll say over. If you cannot tell if the target was taken out, you'll call doubtful and give the order again.
Gunner, fabricator, main cannon, 8 or
Identified.
90 meters, fire!
On the way.
Good kill, target.
If you need to focus on something else and just want your gunner to keep shooting whatever's in front of them, call weapons free.
Just take that order and keep repeating it until there are no more drop ships.
The term you are looking for, Kai, is weapons free.
Weapons free, gunner.
The same goes for letting the driver know where you want to park your tank next. Call out driver and give the direction you want to go. You can use clock directions, cardinal directions, or degrees. It doesn't really matter. Whatever works best for you. Just don't give in to panic and start shouting over there or that way, as such vague directions might start a tank council.
Now I'm
Driver.
the gunner. There we go.
Are we playing whack-a-mole, sir?
No, get off my tank. Stop playing your goddamn whack-a-mole. Get him. Oh, you don't. You have the resistance.
Obviously, your gunner and driver can make decisions for themselves as well, but practicing this little chain of communication is both very fun and adds to the immersive experience while being extremely effective. Our last position is the guy in the back. This Helldiver does not have a direct role in the tank's function, but they're still very important to successful missions.
Hey, you know what I noticed here? Even though we had some rough parts, we only died 3 times.
Exactly.
Tanks are force multipliers, not forces unto themselves. Even having just one Helldiver on foot protecting the tank and keeping an eye out for threats can be the difference between a successful mission and enrolling in the turret toss contest. This Helldiver can bring mechs for more of an armored assault feel, but whether they're armored up or dismounted, their role remains the same. Draw some of the enemy's fire, scan for threats, and hold the flanks.
How's the primary coming, guys? Oh, perfect.
There you go. Good timing.
As a group, you'll want the tank to lead the charge, but when it's time to button up and fight it out, you'll retreat to some solid cover and position your guns for maximum effect on the enemy. Peekaboom is the most powerful stratagem when used with teamwork in mind. When treated right, you can go entire missions without leaving the tank for more than a minute or two at a time. It has enough firepower that it can handle entire groups of enemy reinforcements on its own, and is durable enough to shrug off most assaults. If you're able to find a good high ground position, you can shell the enemy into submission from hundreds of meters away. Even though your tank is very tough, it's far from. Bring at least 2 tanks in your squad's loadout to make sure you're always riding in comfort and can laugh at your GIB as they slog it through the mud. Every Helldiver needs to know how to shoot, how to move, and how to communicate. If you can't shoot, you're downgraded to meat shield. If you can't move well, you're likely going to get killed by something stupid.
Oh! I might have just gotten squished by the tank.
And if you can't communicate, then you can't be relied upon. Doing this setup will both train you to be a better Helldiver and reward you with an effective playstyle for the hardest missions in the game. If you need to learn more about how to pick effective cover or just want to improve your general skills as a Helldiver, check out these videos. Okay, that's the proper coordinated way to run armor, but what about people that prefer a more free-form style of liberation? Or those worried about getting others to cooperate? Well, I got something for y'all as well. The tank requires at least 2 Helldivers to be effective. If you can't scare up a friend to enjoy the single most powerful stratagem in the game, then consider joining my Discord. There you'll find an entire core of 37,000 Helldivers willing to back you up with some team play. But if you can get at least one person to cooperate with you and either drive or man the gun, then you can make good use of the tank. For this part, I asked my Discord for 3 volunteers that had never played with me before.
For the camera, have I played with any of y'all?
No.
It would have taken a lot of time and effort to drill them on everything we've just talked about, so to make things simpler, we amended our tank roles a bit. I was the gunner and tank commander, but you can also swap this with being the driver. Watch Battery was my driver, and Uncle Baby Brady and the Pancakey Man were our GIBs. We went with 2 GIBs instead of 1 because it would free them up to better protect the tank given our unfamiliarity with each other, and enable them to more easily complete objectives while me and my driver blew the bots to pieces. This setup works very well since the tank can either lead the group or follow the group. Having this flexibility is a much more effective approach when playing with people you don't know. You need to be able to adapt when playing with new friends because you don't know how they like to play, and it's not fair to expect them to do things your way right off the bat. But with just my driver pointing me at the tyranny and jumping between gopher holes in the main gun, we were able to blast our way through this entire mission without me dying a single time. The trick to getting this to work was picking good places to park yourself and understanding what your tank can handle. The tank is incredible at killing anything in front of it, but taking hits from the flank or rear, even from a single rocket devastator, can be lethal if given enough time. For example, if you see a bot drop, you'll want to back up and raise your cannon for liberty. Have your team drop some sentries and lay on your triggers to remind the bots of their place in the gas tank.
Oh, listen to the sounds of freedom. That's so beautiful.
Just be sure to keep an ear out, preferably the one without tinnitus, for incoming patrols that might creep up on you from behind. If one does manage to sneak up on you, you'll need to exit the tank and handle it, since rotating your rear to the main force of the enemy can be a great way to disappoint Peekaboom. Finally, I will say I tried a lot of combinations for how to run this thing with a group. 2 tanks with 2 crews is just not very effective. Running it with a well-coordinated group using a tank commander, driver, gunner, and 1 GIB is probably the most effective way to run it, but having 2 GIBs with or without mechs of their own is a close second. This stratagem is one of the most powerful in the game if used well, and it is 30 tons of fun. It's finally brought a need for teamwork and cooperation to the game, and for that I will always be grateful to Peekaboom. They'll be our trusty steed as we continue the Crayola crusade, and they'll be there when we finally burn Cyberstand to the ground. If you want to see how these videos are made, go follow me on Twitch as I will be streaming our offensive on either the 11th or 12th of February. This is also the best way to get a game in with me if you'd like. But until next time, this is Commissar Kai, signing out.
Surprise Factory Strider.
Surprise, we have a tank.
I like this strategy, Shady.
It's also known as the Peekaboom.
Peekaboom! Yes, give him the Peekaboom!